The $5 billion Northern Australian beef industry has been dealt a double blow. It's still reeling from the ban on live exports, and now Indonesia is planning to ramp up its self-sufficiency in beef production. Northern Australia carries around half the nation's herd, and the hope is the industry is going through a time of change, as Emily Stewart reports from the ABARES conference in Canberra.
It's a tough time to be a cattleman in Northern Australia.
We're seeing a crisis in confidence, which will take some time to wear out of the industry or to come out of the system.
The Northern Territory has around 200,000 people, but more than 2 million head of cattle. But last year they were left stranded. The exposure of cruel practices in Indonesian abattoirs led to a federal government ban on all live exports for 2 months. Indonesia is by far Australia's largest live export market, but it's ramped up its plans for self-sufficiency and drastically reduced its live import quotas for this year.
Naturally, we're very concerned that if the quotas aren't freed up a little bit more, we are going to have a backlog of cattle that simply don't have a market in Indonesia. People have to look at other options. Now, clearly, from a live export perspective, there aren't many other options for northern producers.
Demand for beef is growing across developing countries, but if Northern Australian producers can't find other live export markets, they'll have to turn to exporting processed beef.
Any model for further development of the northern herd has to be based around fattening and finishing, and that's one of the challenges.
It would need investors to build a processing plant to service the area. But Australia's largest processor, JBS Australia, isn't keen.
From our perspective, we're all about making sure that our 4 Queensland plants are working to optimum capacity, and we've got sustainability in those businesses, and we continue to produce high-quality product for both the domestic and export market.
And with the season about to commence, producers could be caught on the horns of a dilemma.
And Indonesia has also put a 3-month hold on new import regulations, which Australian food producers say will cut into their business. The plan will push fresh fruit and vegetable shipments through just 4 ports, all far away from the main consumer market of Jakarta. Indonesia says the postponement will give business time to reorganise.
Consideration for delaying around 3 months is including also because on concern of some countries we received. But we stick to our objective.
Indonesia says the stricter regulations will ensure greater quarantine safety.